Right, well here I am with that oily Bullet back together and running again, and I've already shown and discussed the various modifications that I've done to it to try and help my case against the oil leaks. One that I haven't discussed on video is we might just see it up there poking out the top of the inlet rocker cover. I drilled through it, put the stem for a tyre valve through it with a pipe on, running off down to the back of the engine there, and that's just a little bit of insurance just in case for some reason something did try to build any pressure up inside the rocker box area or the timing compartment, and actually even the oil tank as well, because if I get hold of the end of the pipe and blow through it with the engine not running, of course, I can hear hissing at the filler cap, so it's all interconnected. So hopefully that means there's no way any pressure can build up in there, because that is actually separate from the crankcase where the engine breather actually comes from. So I've just had the engine running for about 10 minutes here, just warming up and just wiping the odd remnants of oil off it as and when they creep out from when it was bathing itself in oil. And I think what I'm going to do, stop the engine soon, get the bike off the bike lift, perhaps even go for a ride. I'll film it, and hopefully it'll be a film that will be worthwhile sharing, I hope. I'll share it nonetheless, because I've shared everything with this so far, warts and all, but unfortunately it's mainly been warts. And hopefully I may have turned a corner. The engine was a little wet sumped when I started it about 10 minutes ago, so there's a little bit of residue smoke there from the silencer, but it's that'll run clean once it's done a mile or so up the road, and hopefully we may be even able to do a few more miles than just one or two, all being well. So I'm going to stop filming now. In fact, I'm going to stop the engine and I'm going to go and have my lunch. I've also freed up a sticky advanced retard cable and oiled it, because when the lever was pushed fully home into the fully advanced position, we weren't actually getting full advance. So we've got the whole spectrum of ignition timing available on that lever now. So I'll just retard it, probably stop it. Let's see. That engine, for any critics, doesn't actually sound too bad mechanically. That's fully retarded now and still going, so I'm going to grab the decompressor and stop it, and we'll come back to that after I've had some lunch, get it off the bike lift, and I'm going to see if I can get a few oil leak free miles on it, all being well. Ever get a feeling of deja vu? And this seems to be turning into something a bit like Groundhog Day, but I'm ready to go and try this out again and see how far I can get, hopefully without getting into any oil leak trouble. I've actually taken the liberty of, since getting the bike off the bike lift, I've done a couple of trips up and down the lane, and it behaved itself well enough doing that, apart from a couple of bungled gear changes, which might be my fault, or perhaps that's an indication of what we're going to be looking at next. I don't know, but for now I'm going to get my helmet and jacket on, and once again try a short run on it and see how we get on. It seems, going up and down the lane, it seemed to be performing nicely and sounding good, because I was a bit disappointed actually, as well as the oil leak last time. After correcting an over advanced ignition timing, it seemed to be a bit sluggish and retarded, and that turned out to be actually the advanced retard cable being a bit sticky and not releasing to full advance properly when I pushed the lever back home. So I've had the cable off and oiled it and freed up the mechanism and everything, and it's going to full advance now, and it did seem a lot more peppy going up the road. Also, I would imagine that the full compression when it fires is going on top of the piston instead of down those cylinder barrel stud holes and into the crankcase and timing case. So anyway, the engine does seem to have perked up a bit. Let's see if it can keep most of, or preferably all of, its oil inside. I'll go and get ready and we'll have a short run and see how it goes. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I've got this old Bullet to finally behave itself. Behave itself to some degree would even be good. Right, let's put my helmet on. I'll lean over from time to time and just take a look down at the timing cover. You'll probably see when I'm doing that. And there's nothing unpleasant to be seen. I'll keep going to where I intend to go. All other aspects of the bike being willing to carry on, of course, that is. There are various other things that I haven't even got round to yet, thanks to these leaks, but it is physically rideable. Watch out for those missed gears. There I'll get to you. Let's go. some retard on the ignition lever. That's what that stammer is. I retarded the ignition driving out the village. Now the engine is still warming up. It ran so nicely, it left it like that. My four-legged friend over here today. That's very well. That's it. I'm going to put under the wheels. He only wants to play, but can't be too careful. I've been glancing down at the timing cover. I've not seen anything on the board yet. A bungle gear change there, but I managed to get it back. Could maybe look at making a couple of fine adjustments to the gear change mechanism, possibly. Overall, it's giving me what I want, though. Just the oddest downshift change. Valley and Sangado in the Black Mountains in front of us. Visibility is not great today. Tiny cupboard still clean and dry. Good to meet that where we did, because I think he's using that narrow lane I just came off. Turn right? I think so. Downward changes, top to third, seems to be the one that's most trouble when it wants to be. down from fourth to third and third to second because a bit too quick or aggressive.
Have a look.
Right. Well, at last. So we've got some streaks of oil there. I think some of that is probably what was underneath the magneto in any case. She stopped. Let me start, let's see. Yes, it will. Oh well, okay. Ran nicely enough. It didn't seem to be too happy running with much retard on it when I put it on, but fine on full advance. That is such a major step forward, that. In what little oil there is there, like I say, a lot of that was probably underneath the magneto and it's run back and down anyway, so They're absolutely bone dry there now, up on the top end, from the rocker box gaskets right down to the tappet cover gasket. There's not one drop of oil there. The other side. The other side likewise, where I found that filler in between a couple of fins there. There's nothing has come through them. So I'm happy to say that my O-rings on the inner cylinder head sleeve nuts have obviously worked as well, because there's no head gasket there at all. There's just those O-rings, and the compression is being sealed between the head and the barrel, the liner spigot. So finally I can start considering things like getting it to charge, and a few other little details like that that need looking at. Get the welding done on that fork leg possibly. Last, we've got the engine oil mostly staying where it should be, and like I say, I think that was underneath between the platform, the base of the magneto and the platform on the crankcase, and while I've been riding along and it's been getting warm, it's run out of there. Doesn't seem to be anything come from the joint between the back of the timing cover and the base of the dynamo cover plate, so that's good. And I think all the oil that was in there is still in there. I'm very happy. I really wondered if there was ever going to be an end to this. It looks like finally there was some light at the end of the tunnel, and we've at last come out of it. Here I am with that 350 Bullet again, that's not leaking from all over the place as it was before. I've got it back on the bench and I've got the engine running, because finally I've been able to have a look at the charging issues. As you can see, we've got a completely flat battery. But we're now charging. There was a little bit of poking around with the dynamo and the regulator got me that. I might not be finished yet, because I've also got to make sure that the regulator knocks the dynamo out when the battery charge is high enough. But at least we're getting something from the dynamo through to the battery and the lights now. So we're making progress. I'm probably excited, and just displace my head torch. We'll have a look in here. That's the regulator there, which may need further adjustment to get everything working properly, but at least I know that I'm now getting power from the dynamo through into the regulator, and from there to the battery and to the lights. So that's major progress. There just didn't seem to be any point in looking at anything like that before, with all that oil puking out of everywhere. Let's also try that bizarre dip switch. It's a twist grip dip switch. More revs on. All right, a few more. I need to tighten up my twist grip control there. That's better. There we are. Let's got it now. Okay. Finally, I feel like I'm getting out of the woods and getting somewhere with this machine at last. So, fingers crossed we'll have it all working as it should before long and all fully functional. I'm going to carry on with it and hopefully make more progress with it.